When it comes to seeing celebrities, I don't take them seriously when it comes to their political opinions. Here's why. I have two big reasons why I don't take celebrity opinions seriously, regardless of what political opinion they are for. Whether conservative, liberal, doesn't matter. Okay? There's two reasons why I don't take them seriously. For the first reason is, in this case, Mark Ruffalo, or actually it could be both. But the first reason why I don't take them seriously is because they're hypocrites, right? In this case, Mark Ruffalo, he's saying that capitalism is failing us and it's killing us, right? Yeah, because apparently capitalism made him a millionaire. His net worth is $30 million, by the way. Yeah, capitalism made him a millionaire. But for some reason, it's a problem for us. But we all know when it comes to the celebrities in Hollywood, we all know when they say that, they're talking about us, the common man, the common worker, the person who lives day to day, going shopping for groceries on our own without having to be protected by our 10-person security group. Okay? That's the thing. So one, they're hypocrites. In this case, I think Mark Ruffalo is being a hypocrite because, again, he made his money off of capitalism. Okay? And the second reason why I don't take him seriously is because, in my opinion, they're pretty much obligated to say those things. For example, I'm not saying it's true, but we all know Disney likes to pander to China. Okay? Do you think Mark Ruffalo is going to say free Hong Kong or, he's going to side with Hong Kong? No. You want to know why? Because if Mark Ruffalo were to voice support for the Hong Kong protesters, he'll probably get the boot. Because no one messes with the mouse and survives. I'm pretty sure South Park has made it pretty clear in the last couple of episodes, especially the one, banned in China, or even the older one. Let's go a little bit older than that. Even the Jonas Brothers had a hard time with the mouse. But you get the point. The two reasons why, and I'll say them again. I'll say them again. First reason is they're being hypocritical. Second reason is they're probably told to say those things because they got to keep their job, right? I'll guarantee you, Mark Ruffalo isn't going to be siding with the Hong Kong protesters anytime soon because he's working for Disney. Okay, at the same time, Disney is bending the knee to China. So I'm pretty sure Mark Ruffalo isn't going to side with the Hong Kong protesters. And if Mark Ruffalo were to say he supports China, he either is being hypocritical, again, he's really genuinely meaning it, or he's saying it because the mouse is telling him to say it. But anyways, let's see. Why does Mark Ruffalo has problems with capitalism? After all, it's what gave him his money, right? Let's see. Avengers actor Mark Ruffalo says capitalism is failing us and killing us. It's from International Business Times. Actor Mark Ruffalo, best known for his role as the Hulk in Marvel's Avengers film series, has made ripples on social media after posting a tweet critical of modern capitalism, calling for an economic revolution. Conservative commentators were quick to decry Ruffalo's tweet as polarizing and criticize the actor as hypocritical in light of his estimated personal wealth of $30 million. Okay? A Marvel box office sensation and a darling of critics for films such as Spotlight and Dark Waters, the actor has made a name for himself as an outspoken environmentalist and progressive activist. In 2016, Mark Ruffalo was vocal in support for Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, and more recently has renewed his backing for Democratic presidential nominee Senator Bernie Sanders. And here's the tweet that I'm going to read you out. Mark Ruffalo tweeted, "It's time for an economic revolution. Capitalism today is failing us, killing us, and robbing from our children's future." And then you can see there's 37.6 likes and 30.8 thousand people talking about it. And then let's continue. In November, Ruffalo was asked why he is throwing support behind Senator Bernie Sanders as opposed to other Democratic nominees such as Elizabeth Warren or former Vice President Joe Biden. "I am very excited about what he's doing. He's already pushed the Democrats to the progressive values he already has, and he keeps leading in the field even today. And he'll beat Trump's rear end." I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to say that word. It's going to go with rear end, he said. Ruffalo has talked openly about his family's financial struggle and how it impacted his youth. "After his father's beverage business failed, we got poorer and poorer," he told Parade. "It caused a lot of anger at home. He said this led him to feel that he didn't know how to live in the world, how to cope. I felt like I didn't belong." I'm going to stop right here for a bit. The thing is, though, I'll tell you right now, capitalism isn't perfect. Okay, it's not perfect. Okay, there's flaws. If left unchecked, yeah, there can be monopolies. But guess what? Monopolies can also happen under socialism as well. But even though capitalism is flawed, it's a lot better than socialism. Here's why. In capitalism, if you take a risk and it pays off, your chances are you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to become extremely rich. But that's the thing, though. It's about taking a risk. People, when it comes to the United States, especially in capitalism, people usually have an equal opportunity to take a risk, right? But you're not guaranteed the outcome. You're not. It's kind of like when you gamble $10,000 at a casino. You have the opportunity to bet. No one's going to deny you the opportunity to bet. No one's going to deny you, say, sir, or ma'am, you cannot place that bet for $10,000. Why? Well, because of your skin color, or because of your race. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, sure, go ahead and place the bet. And then let's say you lose the bet. You can't get mad at the casino. You made that bet. You took the risk and you lost. Therefore, who are you going to get mad at? You should be mad at yourself. But they don't. That's not how people work. So in this case, for Mark Ruffalo, I respect his father. He started a business, but it failed. So what happens next? Well, that's not for the 1% to be blamed for. I mean, I don't think so. That's the thing. Capitalism is not always foolproof. You take a risk, it either pays off or it doesn't. That's the thing. You need to take a risk. So that's what happens in capitalism. It's not guaranteed to everyone. Okay? Maybe his father, maybe he didn't know much about business. That's my opinion, of course. I don't want you to fact check it. But maybe, his father just didn't know much. Now, if he started his business again and he's succeeding, good on him. Okay? But that's the thing about capitalism. You can start a business, and if it succeeds, good on you. If it fails, that's life. You're not going to get everything you want. And a good example right here. Let's look at Mark Ruffalo. He took a risk in acting. How many people managed to make it in Hollywood? Not that much. Not that many people make it in Hollywood. So Mark Ruffalo took a risk. Had he failed, that would have sucked. But guess what? His risk paid off. Why? Because of capitalism. That's why. When he started acting, he was, to some degree, he was selling his brand. He was selling his name. People wanted to see movies because of Mark Ruffalo. Obviously, he wasn't that known before Avengers, but now people know who he is. So what happens next? If people want to see a movie about Mark Ruffalo because he's a good actor, at least to some people might think he's a terrible actor, but people might want to spend money on him. Why? Because of capitalism. He took a risk. It paid off. Now he's a millionaire. So what's the problem with capitalism? Right? I don't know, but that's very hypocritical, at least from my point of view. On several occasions, Ruffalo has taken a tour to state support for progressive policies, including an increased wealth tax and universal health care access. Okay, when it comes to the wealth tax, Mark Ruffalo, are you going to be paying for it too? I mean, you're a millionaire, aren't you? Kind of like Bernie, for example. In 2016, before 2016, Bernie Sanders, if you look at his rhetoric, he said the millionaires and billionaires need to pay their fair share. Now, I follow him on Facebook too, just to see what he's saying. But now, all he's saying is billionaires. You want to know why he's just saying billionaires instead of millionaires and billionaires? Because Bernie himself is a millionaire. See what I mean? A lot of people, especially rich people, especially the people who want socialism, they look at the success of other people and they're never happy. If I was given $10 million for 10 minutes of work to pretend to be someone else, you think I would be happy? Yeah, I would. I don't care if Christian Bale got paid $100 million to play a role. I don't care. Imagine what I can do with $10 million. I can buy a home. I can buy a car. Now, I'm not going to go with those Lamborghini stuff, but I can buy a Honda or a Toyota, save the rest of the money, pay pay for my children's education or wherever they want to go. I'm going to be set for life for those just 10 minutes of work. But some people are never satisfied. In this case, Mark Ruffalo. In this case, Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a millionaire. But he wants to bring down the billionaires, just the billionaires now, because he's a millionaire. Remember that. And let's keep going. The actor is also a frequent advocate for clean water access and climate change awareness, throwing his social capital behind government policy to, among other things, regulate the way natural gas fracking practices affect American communities' drinking water. And that includes the article. And if you don't know who he is, then I'm pretty sure you've been living under a rock. But this is Mark Ruffalo, okay? The guy who plays the Hulk right now, currently. But like I said, Mark Ruffalo, I think it's very hypocritical for you to say what you're saying right now. Personally, that's my opinion. Because you have your wealth because of capitalism. You took the risk. You took the risk to go to Hollywood, try to become a big actor, or at least a big name, an actor with a big name. You sold your brand. People bought that brand. People wanted to see more movies of you. And now you have all your wealth because you took a risk. Capitalism, it can give you good things if you know how to play the cards you have. Okay? That's how it is. If you know how to play the game, by all means, go ahead. You're not guaranteed the win, though. Just because someone can count cards doesn't guarantee they're going to win all the time, right? Especially in a casino. So when you go to the casino and you have $10,000 right now, you've won $10,000. and you want to, and you're tempted to make that bet because you know if you win, you're gonna have a lot more money. So you make the bet and you lose. You can't get mad at the casino for losing your money. You can only be mad at yourself. You took the risk and you failed. That's pretty much That's pretty much capitalism. In a simple comparison, capitalism is like a casino. You can get a lot of wealth, but if you make dumb choices, if you take risks that are not worth taking, you're gonna lose your money. That's why capitalism, well, it might not be perfect. It's better than socialism. Because under capitalism, the 1% is always changing. People enter the 1%, people leave the 1%. One of the most recent ones is Jeff Bezos. And that's a perfect example of Jeff Bezos and the casino thing. Jeff Bezos, he's probably one of the most richest men in the world right now. You want to know where he started off his career? Working at a McDonald's at 16 years old. Jeff Bezos, he took a risk and said, you know what? I'm gonna start a company. I'm gonna start up my company, and I'm gonna sell a product that people want to buy. In this case, usually shipping. I don't think Amazon's the one that sells the items. I think some of them do, some not. But the point is, he's pretty much most of the time Amazon's just a shipping company. You're pretty much shipping your packages in a much more efficient way, right? At least for me personally. I mean, I get my packages in 2 days, and they're on time, so I'm thankful for that. But you know what I mean? But the point is, he said, I'm gonna start my own company. He took the risk. He wasn't guaranteed a success, but he said, I'm gonna take the risk of starting a company. And now, look at him. He's a billionaire at this point. Why? Because he took a risk and it paid off. But what if Jeff Bezos took that risk and it failed? Do you think Bernie Sanders would want him to pay 52% of everything he owns? He would probably own nothing if Amazon had failed. But that's the beauty of capitalism. You take a risk, you play your cards right, and you make good choices, you're going to succeed. Mark Ruffalo probably did a lot of good choices in his life that led him to have the money that he has. So I don't think it's fair for him to say that capitalism is failing us, when in reality capitalism has benefited him significantly. It's benefited me as well. I do not have millions of dollars, but I think my standard of living has gone significantly up. I didn't own a laptop. We all had to share a laptop. Now, in 2019, I have my own laptop. My brother has his own laptop. My sister has her own laptop. Why? Capitalism. With capitalism, there's competition. Things get cheaper. People take risks to create a product that people might want to buy, and if they do, they continue to do it. That's capitalism at its finest. Okay? When I was 15 years old, I didn't have a touchscreen phone. You know what I had? I had a keyboard phone. I think it was like a LG with the flip phone. Right? Like you could flip it slightly, add a keyboard on it, and just close it, and you can have the dial number on it. That's the kind of phone that I had. Now, as time went on, capitalism, of course, things got a lot cheaper. Now I have a touchscreen phone. My standard of living has gone way up thanks to capitalism. I might not be a millionaire, but I have more money in my pocket now. Why? Because of capitalism. I mean, things that were luxuries before now become necessities. Internet in 2005 was a luxury. Now everyone has internet. 2005 flat screen televisions, I don't even know if they were invented at the time, but 2005, assuming that they were invented, they were luxuries. Only rich people could have flat screen televisions. Now we have 3 flat screens in our home. Laptops were for people who could afford it back in the day, who had a lot of money. Now I get paid $15 an hour on my job and I'm able to afford a laptop. Why? Capitalism. So I think it's very hypocritical for Mark Ruffalo to say this, considering that a lot of the money that he's made so far because of capitalism. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think Mark Ruffalo is hypocritical? Do you think Mark Ruffalo is a hypocrite when it comes to stating that capitalism is failing us, considering that he's made his money off of capitalism? Do you think capitalism, despite not being perfect, because again, I do think it's flawed, do you think capitalism is the best system to lift people out of poverty compared to socialism? And do you agree with my statement in the sense that capitalism and socialism both have the 1%, but difference is under capitalism, it's constantly changing, while under socialism, it stays the same, and mostly it stays the same through corruption, through a lot of illegal means. Because think about it like this. I'm pretty sure, I guarantee you, Jeff Bezos has done more good than Nicolas Maduro. And they're both 1%ers in their respective countries. Nicolas Maduro is not hunting down zebras in zoos to eat. He's pretty sure he's eating like a king. But I guarantee you, Nicolas Maduro hasn't created any wealth. Jeff Bezos has. He's created a lot of wealth for himself and for a lot of people. He's created jobs. But Nicolas Maduro hasn't created any wealth. In fact, he's stolen wealth. But they're both 1%ers. But one creates wealth, the other one takes it away. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, hit the like button. That really does help out a lot. If you think this video is worthy of sharing, share with your friends and family. Anyone who's a fan of Marvel and they know who Mark Ruffalo is and they find it hypocritical, I find it very hypocritical for him to say this. And again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe with notifications as well. That way you never miss an upload. And even though you might never miss an upload, I also recommend you bookmark the page if you're a returning subscriber or you just barely subscribe, because some notifications will go directly to spam, meaning YouTube won't notify you properly. So I just recommend you check out it on a daily basis if you can. And I'll see you guys soon in regards to a second article in regards to the internet's favorite boyfriend. In this case, he's already taken, sorry, Keanu Reeves. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. I'll see you guys soon.